Hello, and welcome to another training video about how to use the BunnyRanch message board. In this video, we're going to talk about how to use the message board media function. Now, this is probably one of my favorite features. The media function is actually much like a picture storage function, much like one of the online picture storage places, like Imgur and some of the other ones, except it's all contained within the message board. The nice thing about this is, rather than having to go out to an external site to grab your pictures and then grab the links and post them in your posts and do a bunch of other fancy work, you can upload them right to an album within the message board. So it's all contained within the message board, and it makes it much, much easier. Plus, the picture you're looking for may already be on the site. So let me go ahead and show you how that works. Up at the top menu here, in the upper left-hand corner, you see something that says Media. Now, I want to stress here, before we even get started, that we are going to be putting limits on how big the pictures can be, how much space each person gets. We'll let those limits be known. Currently, they don't have any, but we'll pay attention to the message board, and we'll put those limits out there. And actually, the board will let you know what your limits are at when you upload them. So go ahead and click on Media. And when you first click on Media, it'll just show everything. It'll show the last images that were uploaded. And here you can see some pictures of Air Force Amy. And you can just browse around if you want. And notice under each picture, you can actually make comments on the pictures. You can see how many times they've been viewed. You can actually give them likes, much like, again, Facebook or Twitter. You can see the date it was uploaded. You can actually click on the picture to view a bigger image. And here's the cool part. If you wanted to share this picture with somebody, there's a direct link to it, and you can copy it and paste it, say, on Twitter or what have you. And, pow, there's even a tweet button. So if I wanted to tweet this picture, I could go ahead and do it. Or recommend it on Facebook or Google. Now, if it's a non-PG picture, chances are if you tweet it, if you do it on Facebook or Google+, there's a good chance that your account may be suspended. So I'm just going to give you a watch out on that. You also have the ability to download the picture or set it as your avatar, which is this little button right here. If you set it as your avatar, it will show up as your picture when you're making posts. But for right now, we're not going to do any of that. We're just going to go back to the media page. Now, by default, it's coming up with what we call the media index. You can also search media. You can look at what are called your media. Your media is all the pictures that you've uploaded. These are some of the ones that I've uploaded. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is, and the other thing to note is that we have what's called albums and categories. Categories are those pictures that are divided into categories for, as you can see, we have Bunny Ranch Pics, Love Ranch Sage, Love Ranch South, Alien Cat House, and we have event pictures and other pictures. Now, some of you may have rights to upload to those categories, some of you will not. Those are those that are moderated pictures. So, with understanding that, you may not be able to upload that. You may not have permissions to do so. And some of you will. The process will be basically the same. The ones that are going to be more important to you, though, are called albums. Albums are specific to you. Everybody will have permissions to upload to albums. And albums are just like what it says. They are photo albums. So if we're going to upload a picture, we can just go ahead and click on this button here that says Add Media, or New Media over here, same thing. I go ahead and click on Add Media, and it gives me the option to upload to a site category or an album. Now, if you have rights to do so, you can pick a category, or you can click on an album. Now, an album, if you've already defined one, I have one called My Pics, which I created earlier, or let's say I wanted to create an album called, let's call it Fun Pictures. And this is just the title of it. Let's say Fun Pictures of Me at the Ranches. Now, who can view the media in the album? If I click on that, I can say just me, people I follow, members only, everyone. Now, when you do everyone, bear in mind that means people that are logged in or not. So if you have pictures where you don't want to show your face or anything like that, maybe don't want to do everyone. Or people you follow. If you want somebody to be able to view it, that only person you give permissions to, you would say people you follow. Owner only means you are the only one that can see that album, the pictures in that album. So we're going to go ahead and say everyone. And then who can add media to that album? We can give somebody else rights to say, add pictures to my album. So let's say, I was with a group of people and I wanted them to add pictures of me at the ranches, and they took some pictures and I took some pictures. I wanted to give them people, let's say people I follow, can add pictures to that as well. Okay, and it says note here. Note, to add media to an album, you must have permission to view it. I think that's fairly self-explanatory, because if you can't see it, you can't add to it. So I'm going to go ahead and create the album. And now that I've created it, it automatically selects it for me, and it gives me the option. It says, upload an image from my files. Now this means grab it from my computer and upload it into this album. Or upload an image from a URL. Now this is where you'd be taking it from an online site. It'll grab the file and put it into the BunnyRanch media site. Some of you may not do that very much, but you have the option of doing so, especially if you don't want to download it from the other site and then upload it here. You can do that, of course, but you don't have to. I'm just going to go ahead and pick upload image. And I'm going to pick, I've got 2 pictures here. Now what I'm doing in order to select those 2 pictures is I'm actually holding down the control key on my keyboard, and that allows me to select more than one. So I'm going to go ahead and click open. And what it does is, you'll notice, it gives me these nice graphs and allows me to pick up, it uploads all those things. Now here's another very cool feature. It allows me to put in a title and a description for each picture. Why this is important is these are searchable. So if somebody's looking for a picture, so I'm going to put this in as Darth Freaky, and we'll say Jenny, Stacy, and Randy. We'll say Freaky. I can't spell. Okay, so there's that one. Then I can also do over here, I can say, I don't remember what this picture is about, but I can say, I think it's Croc, Ricky, and at Dennis' birthday party 2015. So now, a couple of things. If I searched on Freaky Geek, Jenny, Stacy, Randy, Jenny Jade, Randy, all these terms, this picture would come up, assuming again that the permissions were there. So now I could just leave it as the file name, and then the file name search would not come up with anything, but it's always best to add titles and description. So I go ahead and hit Save Media, and it'll say Save Media Successful. And now I can see those 2 pictures are now in my album called Fun Pictures. Okay, and people that can see it, which I believe I set the permissions to everyone. If I needed to change the permissions, you see over here where it says album permissions, everyone can view it, which means everybody, like logged in or not, can add. Let's say if I only wanted people that were members, in other words logged in, to view it, I'll go ahead and say members only and then change permissions. That means only people that are logged in can view it. And of course, just like everything else, I could tweet this page, and this page would then be tweeted out and everybody could look at it and see it. Now, I'm going to go ahead and go up to my main. I'm just going to do this real quick. We'll cover search in another thing, but I'm going to go ahead and do Darth. If I just search for Darth, there it comes up, Darth Freaky. So, if I go back to my media gallery, you can see the most current uploaded pictures are there, and it does it in order. The last ones uploaded always show up at the top. If I wanted to delete a picture, you can delete your own pictures. You'll notice here, I have a little checkbox here. I can hit delete. You notice I can't delete pictures that are uploaded by someone else. Again, some of you may have permissions to do that, but most of you will not. So in order to delete, I would just hit, I'll go ahead and do this here, and I can select multiple, as you can see. I'm going to go ahead and hit delete, and it will say reason for deletion, wrong file names. And there you go, the pictures are gone. Now, it does not delete my album. But now the album is there with no, icon for the album. So that's it with working with media. There are a few more advanced features, but those are the basics. Again, so thank you again. Please visit us at www.bunnyranch.com and come back and watch more of the videos. Thank you very much.